let's take a look back at the real best players in La Liga each season. Yes, each season since 04-05 of course. And keep in mind, these men actually didn't have any awards until 2009. So this is what I'll do. Up until 09, I'll just tell you who I think was the league's best player. And then from 09 onwards, the usual shit. And if you don't know what I mean by that, then you probably aren't one of my 12 subscribers. Well, in that case, die. Let's roll on. 2005. Deserved to win. Ronaldinho. The 2 or 3 seasons where Dino was simply out of this world. Coming into the madhouse that is Catalonia, transforming the entire vibe of the club, and in this very season, taking them to their first league title in the 21st century. Also, people like to downplay his consistency, but he played almost every league game that season. Man was around, bro. 2006. Deserved to win. Ronaldinho. As good as the previous season was, this was even better, as Dino combined the tricks, flicks, no-look passes with goals, assists, clutch moments, and European glory. This was the absolute peak of the man who made a generation of footy fans fall in love with the beautiful game. And, man, I feel privileged as to have witnessed it. 2007. Deserved to win. David Beckham. He began by struggling to get a hold of a place in the team, was then told he'll never play for the team again after negotiating with LA Galaxy. He then forced his way back into the team after they realized they couldn't do without him, got injured and then was sidelined again before making one final return, taking Real to the historic 30th title, thus leaving the country in style. 2008. Deserved to win. Guti Hernandez. One of the most underrated La Liga seasons by one of La Liga's most underrated players, who was the heart of one of La Liga's most underrated teams. This Real side absolutely dominated the league that year, winning it with a few games to spare, owning Barca both home and away. And it was the intelligent passing, playmaking and link-up play of their vice-captain that was the main factor behind it all, leading the La Liga assist charts when it was all said and done. 2009. Official winner, Lionel Messi. Deserved to win. Lionel Messi. And you better get used to hearing those 7 words in that exact order, cause, well, you f***ing know. The 2008-2009 season saw Messi play his part in the greatest team he was ever a part of. Though I do think it's fair to say that it was pretty obvious from the get-go of Guardiola's very first season on who his priority really was. Also, speaking of which, you know Pep lost his very first league game in charge of Barcelona? Yeah, in fact, he lost 2 of his first 3 games in all competitions. Amateur. 2010. Official winner, Lionel Messi. Deserved to win, Lionel Messi. For the casuals, this was the season Messi scored that goal against Zaragoza. For the intermediates, this was the season Messi shifted Ibrahimovic out so he could play false 9. For the hardcore, this was the season Barcelona amassed their highest league points tally up to that point, with Messi clinching his very first Pichichi. And given what he did to some defenses, including 2 Real and both Clásicos in a certain someone's first 2 fixtures in that tie, no doubt he deserved to be crowned the Spanish Player of the Year. World Player of the Year though, not quite sure about that. 2011. Official winner, Lionel Messi. Deserved to win, Cristiano Ronaldo. And here we go. Look, I've said a fair amount of times now, overall, there was no touching Leo that season. But I do think that was mostly due to his epic UCL run, which ironically saw him knock out Real. In the league that year though, I'd say CR7 takes it. Jose Mourinho's very first season at the Bernabeu was also Ronaldo's very first season at his absolute peak, playing the majority of that campaign on the wing, becoming the very first player to hit 40 goals in that competition and do so from the wing, then moving to central, bringing a cup home, and then going back out wide to finish the job. 2012. Official winner, Lionel Messi. Deserved to win, Cristiano Ronaldo. Similar story to 2011 here, because again, if we look at the seasons across all competitions and weigh it equally, I'd say Messi was definitely better, but in the league in particular, you can't ignore CR7's impact to the cause. Playing every single game in a season, Real tallied 100 league points, starting off with a hat-trick in his very first game, moving on to get at least 1 goal contribution in 30 of those games, getting stronger and stronger as the business end of the season rolled around that included both one of the greatest all-round performances of his career at the Vicente Calderon, and of course, what for me takes him above Messi in 11-12, silencing the Nou Camp at a time where it was all on the line. 2013. Official winner, Lionel Messi. Deserved to win, Lionel Messi. He won the Pichichi by 12 clear points despite having muscle problems throughout that season. What else do you want to know? He had a 6-game stretch where he scored 2 goals in every single one of those outings. What else do you want to know? He clocked in the greatest minutes to goals ratio in the history of the entire flipping competition. What else do you want to know? He led Barca to their highest points tally in their history in the competition. What else do you need to know? 2014, official winner, CR7. Deserved to win, CR7. The greatest year of his professional career, Ronaldo's peak coincided with the formation of BBC, and together they terrorized any and every defense they came across, lifting both cups and going on a 32-game unbeaten run at one point. And although Ronnie's knees did give up on him during the crunch times of the league campaign, he still did more than enough to leave the rest behind that year. 2015, official winner, Lionel Messi. Deserved to win, Lionel Messi. A very rare case of a forward clearly deserving the award despite another forward outscoring him by 5 goals. That's what Messi was in 2015. Rare even for himself. Cause yep, Ronaldo's greatest season ever followed Messi's greatest season ever, which fittingly coincided with the formation of MSN. Bro, seriously, if I didn't watch football and someone told me all this, I'd think they were making it up. You'll see what I mean a little later on. 2016, official winner, Antoine Griezmann. Deserved to win, CR7. So shout out to Griezmann for being the main man in a pretty decent Atletico side, though I do think it was his keeper who was the best player in that team, more on him later. And a special shout out to Luis Suarez for breaking the Messi and Ronaldo Golden Boot duopoly. But nah, as far as importance to the team's triumphs, CR7 trumps them all. He began the season pretty slowly, was being written off all over the gaff, picked it up after Zizou arrived, carried the load while having to contend with his teammates dropping like flies with injuries all the way through, and ended it with a Champions League medal, a Euro Cup medal, and deciding a huge chunk of Real's games in the business end of the season against the likes of Sevilla, Valencia, and of course, Football Club Barcelona. 2017, official winner, Lionel Messi. Deserved to win, Lionel Messi. And yet another case of anything you can do, I can do better. Cause where Ronaldo was the consistent force in an inconsistent team the previous season, Messi was exactly that for Barca this season. Where Ronaldo smashed in over 50 goals, saw cup success but ultimately failed in the league the previous season, Messi did exactly that for Barca this season. Where Ronaldo continued to turn up despite the patchy form of his teammates the previous season, Messi did exactly that for Barca this season. And where Ronaldo captivated the Camp Nou by quietening the chorus of cusses in cold character and cut an iconic pose the previous season, Messi did exactly that for Barca in the Bernabeu this season. 2018, official winner, Lionel Messi. Deserved to win, Lionel Messi. Spoken about this season before and yeah, I still can't believe this didn't make the Ballon d'Or podium. Like listen, I brought up FIFA favoring Messi many times before, but bro was done dirty here. Man smashed in 45 goals and 18 assists in 54 games for Barca in a season where they waltzed to the league with 0 issues, also lifted the Copa del Rey while putting up a brilliant performance in the final, not to mention his 2 stellar displays in the Clásico on top of that. And look, I get it, okay? He wasn't great in the World Cup or the Champions League, but not only has he had worse World Cups than that, but are we gonna forget that he scored one of the goals of the tournament in a do or die tie against Nigeria in the final group game? Like as a standalone moment, that was something. And yet, he finished the rankings behind Antoine Griezmann. Like what? Bro, someone explain how that's possible. Oh, that's how it's possible. Well kids, I guess the lesson here is to always buy your pharmaceutical needs from licensed doctors, cause clearly your own doesn't taste good, does it? Does it? Does it? It doesn't. 2019, official winner, Lionel Messi. Deserved to win, Lionel Messi. And now we have yet another case of overrated does not mean bad. Cause yes, anyone who's heard me talk about this Messi season for even 20 seconds or 12 minutes would know that I am of the belief that these fanboys overhyped this campaign way too much. But even if they didn't, there's no denying that Leo was clearly the best player in Spain that year, and for me, just about the best player in the world that year. His first season without Iniesta, his first season as club captain, meaning he now had extra responsibility not only in terms of creativity on the pitch, but also maturity off it. And boy did he rise to the occasion. What a man. 2020, official winner, Karim Benzema. Deserved to win, Sergio Ramos. Right, so first things first, if any of you out there thought that Zizou was just a lucky coach who just stumbled across world-class players and told them to pass to Ronaldo when they're losing, well, don't you feel fucking dumb. This was the first season where the man properly showcased his tactical chops. Why? Because he needed to. And despite Real signing some big-name attackers that summer, it was the exploits at the back that really won them the league. And it was El Capitano who was in the heart of it all. I mean, never mind the fact that he also finished with 11 goals in La Liga too, but his tenacity and leadership were also the primary factors behind Real's recovery following the horrendous showing the previous season. Say what you want, but the man's a legend. 2021, official winner Jan Oblak. Deserved to win, Jan Oblak. What do you know? After so many years of delivering at the very top level, they finally put some much deserved respect on his name. This may not have been Oblak's best season as far as his individual form went, but it was the season where he combined his individual form with much needed and, again, much deserved silverware. 2022, official winner Karim Benzema. Deserved to win, Karim Benzema. There was no denying him anymore. Karim Mustafa Benzema was not only head and shoulders above everyone in Spain that year, but head and shoulders above everyone on earth that year. And look, of course it's Real's UCL run that's highlighted the most due to the nature of their games and, well, it's also the #1 competition. But bro, these man ran riot in Spain in 21-22. And no matter the stage, it was Big Benz, in his first season as captain no less, who was the undisputed main man. 27 goals, 44 in all competitions, 12 assists, an unknown number in all competitions, and a European double to remember it by. Also the Ballon d'Or, but who gives a fuck? 2023, official winner Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Deserved to win, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. He conceded only 18 league goals despite playing 37 out of 38 games. That's less than a goal every 2 games. And that is fucking crazy. And that also relates to these two somehow. Hear me out. So, after Ronaldo left Real in 2018, they went trophyless in a poor season, but then won the league in the following one, albeit mostly on the back of a solid back line. After Messi left Barca in 2021, they went trophyless in a poor season, but then won the league, albeit mostly on the back of a solid back line. Is that also a coincidence? Probably, but it's still nice, isn't it? 2024, official winner Jude Bellingham. Deserved to win, Jude Bellingham. No pushback here, Jude Bellingham was the man in Spain in 23-24. Like, yes, I do think Vinny pips him in all competitions, but as far as impact in La Liga, Jude was clear. No need for time to adapt to a new team, no need for time to adapt to a new system, no need for time to adapt to a new country, hell, no need for time to adapt to a new position. He hit the ground running and continued his stride until victory was his. 2025, official winner Rafinha. Deserved to win, Rafinha. Lamine may wow you more often, but Rafinha is arguably more important. Lamine may be the boy who's currently in the limelight, but Rafinha is the man who makes the team shine bright. And by the way, a special mention to Kylian Mbappe, whose crazy individual season I believe is being heavily overlooked. But yeah man, obviously it was going to be a Barca player who gets the nod this season, and for me, no doubt, the right one did. And that is that. Agree or disagree, beats indifference. Once again, don't forget to like, comment and share. And of course, subscribe. Till next time, you keep rolling.